Jaden Smith, the son of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, is one of the children of some of the most famous actors who broke into the Hollywood sphere at a very young age. Remember the little boy who was seen in The Pursuit of Happiness, The Suit Life of Zack and Cody, Men in Black 2, in a brief appearance where he was only 4 years old, and in many other productions that propelled his promising career. No wonder. When you have Will Smith and Jade Pinkett as parents, you can only shine. But it must be said, the child prodigy was still able to demonstrate what he was capable of thanks to his own means. Indeed, if there is one film production that still continues to make people talk about the talent of the young actor, it is Karate Kid, the film that made him not only a young star full of talent but also a promising martial artist. In this film released in 2010 and whose poster he shares with Jackie Chan, we discovered an outstanding kung fu athlete who had everything to succeed in this art. But did Will Smith's son continue in this way? That's what we're going to find out today. The movie, Karate Kid, produced by Will Smith and his wife Jada, is considered to be the movie that brought actor Jaden Smith to the forefront. Although he didn't win an Oscar, Karate Kid remains a real box office hit in the United States and continues to be a big hit even today. It is worth remembering first of all that this is a remake of the first Karate Kid released in 1984. For those who have not yet watched this film, it is the story of a young boy named Dre Parker who leaves his native America to settle with his widowed mother in Beijing. But Dre has difficulty finding his place in his new school, and an altercation between him and a young martial arts prodigy will push a former teacher named Mr. Han, alias Jackie Chan, to want to teach kung fu to this young American to help him regain his honor and to do everything possible to succeed in the martial arts tournament that will oppose him to his opponent. And he will succeed. After the release of this film, Jaden Smith is a star shining brightly. His career is off to a good start and he is ready to believe that the teenager is gifted in martial arts. Although it includes fight scenes, for Jackie Chan, Karate Kid is above all a film that carries a positive message since it conveys the idea that violence is not a solution. But, did you know that this movie might never have looked like what it is today? In other words, Jaden Smith might never have shot Karate Kid, because, for Jackie Chan, it was obvious that Jaden, the spoiled child of two great movie stars, would spoil the movie by his lack of discipline and effort, which are necessary to make this movie a success, especially since learning martial arts could take years. For the Hong Kong actor and kung fu master, the teenager could do nothing at all in the film, or simply give up shooting at any time, simply on a whim. Something he made a point of letting his father Will know at the time when the latter had proposed his son to play Dre Parker. But Jackie's fears proved to be in vain. Jaden Smith was a very different boy than he thought he was. Indeed, the young actor showed great motivation and gave the best of himself by showing that he was capable of quick learning and great concentration. And besides, during the shooting of this film, Jaden trained very hard and was able to show great prowess in kung fu. For it is indeed kung fu in the film, and not karate, although the title of the film refers to this Japanese martial art. But for this, it must be remembered, it took a few months of training. For the needs of the film, the young actor spent more than 2 months in China, and to be ready to take on the role of Dre Parker, Jaden had to follow intensive daily training. As he said, the young actor had to work hard to be credible and then do almost all the fights in front of the camera himself, and for this, he was able to count on a real master in the field, Wu Gang, a Chinese actor who has turned to coach close combat. The latter, nicknamed the Master on the set, made the young actor do very difficult flexibility exercises, which he would later claim to have suffered atrociously. Efforts that did not fail to impress Jackie Chan, who did not doubt that the young actor would go far, after witnessing his talent and incredible progress in martial arts, which finally brought the two actors much closer together. We can even see clearly in the film this complicity born during the shooting between the two stars of the film. Jackie Chan ended up affirming it himself. Will Smith's son, whom he also trained in martial arts throughout the shooting of Karate Kid, was well gifted, especially since the young actor was introduced to Northern Kung Fu, as the Hong Kong actor insisted on specifying. For the latter, this type of kung fu is the most difficult because it requires the use of feet and legs and includes fighting with long wooden sticks. After the release of the film, Jackie Chan said he was in favor of a possible sequel, especially after having noticed that Jaden Smith had a real gift for martial arts and that it would be a pity not to exploit his talent. Well, it must also be said that the role of Jackie Chan in this film, that of a wise master teaching kung fu to a young boy, was nothing like the breathtaking stunts to which the actor has accustomed us. Jackie rested a little in this film. And then, after all the stunts and fractures he had to endure in his films, not to mention his apprenticeship in martial arts, which started very early, the time had come for the master to catch his breath. However, it must be said that the training of the young actor during the shooting and the training Jackie Chan followed for years had nothing to do with each other, as the Hong Kong actor himself said, having been beaten and starved by his own master. All this finally paid off. Of course, the beatings and injuries are only a distant memory for Jackie Chan. But back to Jaden. The prodigal son, because he was indeed one, greatly benefited from his play and his talent in martial arts. It wasn't easy for him of course, but the efforts and learning of the young actor paid off in the end. The film ended up bringing in $176 million at the box office in the United States alone, and Jaden, who was only 12 years old at the time, hit a jackpot of $3 million. Not bad for a teenager who wasn't in high school yet. After the release of Karate Kid, Jackie Chan wanted to take Jaden Smith into her care to help her develop her kung fu skills even more, but Will Smith didn't seem to feel that way. Besides, it's not only Dad's opinion that counts, because Jaden Smith ended up choosing another path, far from the one he was promising so much in martial arts. The period when he followed attentively and applied to the rule the instructions of Master Wu and Master Jackie was over. Years have passed since the release of the film Karate Kid, but the young actor, now 21 years old, has nevertheless continued in the cinema, always under the benevolence of his father, even if it sometimes brought him some criticism. The little boy who had acted alongside his father in The Pursuit of Happiness, and who won Best Performance at the MTV Movie Awards in 2007 for playing the role of little Christopher so well, won a Razzie Award for Worst Actor for his failed performance in After Earth, a film in which he was reunited with his father in 2013. A father-son duo on the bill as in life, once again. However, over time, the young actor has moved a little further away from the film world, and his performances in what he hoped would be blockbusters or sensational films, as well as his training in kung fu and his relentless training for this martial art, seem to have been forgotten for good. Jaden Smith ended up following other paths, those of fashion, music, and even entrepreneurship. No time was wasted for the young boy who found his vocation in rap music by making a string of stage appearances and collaborating with numerous artists, including his sister Willow Smith and Canadian singer Justin Bieber. Moving seamlessly from music to the world of fashion, this great style enthusiast made a name for himself by becoming an ambassador for Louis Vuitton and creating, at just 18 years of age, his own brand, MSFT Srep, a unisex clothing brand that is intended for both men and women. For the son of the former Prince de Bel-Air, a true fashion philosopher advocates the idea that everyone is free to dress as they wish without worrying about how others see them. Remember, for example, his photo in a skirt when he posed for the Louis Vuitton Women campaign. A picture true to the eccentric style of the young man who is well known for his taste in clothing and his look, which is sometimes rather daring, to the point of sometimes arousing curiosity about his true sexuality, but that's another question. Remember also his superhero outfits and his unusual styles that he proudly wears, such as his white Batman costume worn for Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's wedding, the flashy colors of his hair, sometimes platinum blonde, sometimes pink, or his grills, the gold mouth jewelry he covered his teeth with and gave to his mother as a gift. Jaden Smith is an actor, singer, stylist, and model in turn, but he has also established himself as a true businessman who is committed and sensitive to the environmental cause by launching Just Water in 2015, a brand of spring water packaged in a recycled container. But it's not only the environmental cause that is so dear to Jaden's heart. The actor decided to become a vegetarian. However, because of this new eating practice, he found himself in the news once again, especially because of his dizzying weight loss, which alerted his fans and seriously worried his parents, before he got back into shape again. Decidedly, the young billionaire will never fail to make a lot of ink flow in all areas. So, what did you think of Jaden Smith? Are you disappointed that he didn't continue along the path he took after the Karate Kid? Tell us what you think in the comments.